Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Uh, it has been a year, which is kind of crazy. I don't know how it's already been a year since I finished reading my Bible plan, but it has been. So, it's pretty cool. Now, a bunch of things have happened since I finished, actually. So, I figured I'd talk about a couple of them. So, let's get into it. And I have a couple different segments. Nothing too much, just to say. Okay, so part one, what has happened in the time since then? All of the major stuff, like the night of, and then what has led up to now, all in that gap. Well, that night that I finished reading the Bible, that was the, really cool night for me. That was probably my favorite, the highlight of all of it, because people were tuning in right when I uploaded it. People were sending me all sorts of stuff. They're just telling me congratulations, and they're so happy for me and proud of me for finishing it. And so, that was a really high moment right there. And then I went out and ate a nice dinner to celebrate, and it was all great. And so I really enjoyed that. And then after that, over time, over the next couple of weeks, I started reading the Bible a little bit less by less each day, and I realized I can't just keep on doing that. I gotta pick up somewhere. So I started some plans. I started doing different reading things, and I realized the best thing for me is to follow plans. I need to have it on paper or on the book, because whenever it's on my phone, it's really easy for me to ignore or forget about. Even if I get a notification, I'm getting so many notifications, I just hit clear all, I don't even notice it. So if I can have a plan that's printed out and I have my Bible sitting on my nightstand, then before I go to bed, I always see it and I always read. So I figured out that for me, the best way to remember reading is just keeping it over there. And I think it's still right here. Before I go to bed, I pick it up and I read my plan bit by bit each day, and just go on by the months. So I started reading more and more, and then I got to the church plan, because my church made it their own plan to read along with, that kind of went along with the sermons. And so I started doing that each night, and that has really helped me, because it helps at church just knowing what they're going to talk about, and it helps me to stay accountable and keep reading. So I've made it from the beginning of the Gospels, the beginning of the New Testament, all the way to 2 Corinthians. So I'm making progress there. I've read half of Psalms, so I haven't been reading near as much as I was during the big whole reading through the Bible thing, but I'm still reading a little bit, because it's always good to keep at least a little bit fresh on the Bible. So that's the spiritual kind of stuff. But what are the big events? Well, I've kind of gone farther into high school now, making progress there, and I started Spanish, which is always interesting. I don't know much. I can count to 100, but that's about it. With other stuff, well, I got a new computer. It was September when I finished the Bible reading plan, September 23rd, and I'm recording this on September 23rd, 2023, so 1 year later. Let me flip around the camera. Here's my desk. Got my keyboard and my mouse, and then there's me right there, my stuff. But I rearranged it, because before I had my laptop the other one's sitting right here, and then so it was weird, because this is still my in this spot. So if I wanted to look at the laptop, instead of looking to the left or right, I'd have to look all the way over there to see myself recording, and then look back at my main monitor. So it just makes more sense to have two side ones than a main one. But yeah, that was really big, because I'd been saving up while I was recording, trying to get a better computer, and I really hoped I'd be able to get it before I finished, but it was just a month off. But yeah. Other things, I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube, which I've actually been doing while I was recording. I'm almost done now. But yeah, I'm not super fast, but I am getting there, and I can get in about a minute usually, so that's pretty cool. What else have I done? But aside from that, I made my Star Wars video. That was the only time I've shown myself in person since that gap. And I've made some Minecraft stuff, but it's just hard to keep up with, especially with school going on now. I just don't play as much, which means there's not as much to actually record about and comment on. But I'm still trying on making some stuff. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Now, talking about the Bible, plans for the future. I really want to get back into making just sitting down type content where I can do stuff, talk about it. But the hardest part for me is just finding the right balance where I don't have too much of my own opinion and where I can just say the straight facts, because there's not much aside from purely just reading the Bible that doesn't have any like opinion or bias in it. And even reading it has some, because I'm reading it one specific translation. And I'm reading CSB, or I read CSB, and so you know that even that is gonna have technically some sort of like, it's not the original text, but it's pretty close. Like anything less than purely reading it straight is just a little bit too far. And so the best thing I could think to do would be like commenting or summarizing different books. Like I can make going from like Genesis to Revelation, just summarizing it, telling you the general ideas and what you need to know about it, so that it's still Bible related, but it's not reading it again, because there's no point in reading it again online, because that's not gonna make any real difference compared to the first time. And so if you have any other ideas, feel free to comment them down below. If you have any questions, I'll always try to get back to you, which I'm not a pastor, I don't have a degree or anything like that, but I have read it. I can answer some basic questions, and if the questions are a little bit too complex for me, I can get you hooked up with someone else, or I can get you going on the right path. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you have anything else, you know, hey, you can always talk, because I will always be here. Well, not always, but you know, for a while, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, that's about all that's really happened. So if you have anything else, anything to say, anything to hear, just comment down below. Or if you know me in person, you don't have to comment, you can just talk to me in person. But yeah, that's it. It's been fun. It's been good. So I guess that's all I have to say. So we'll see you later. Remember, God loves you. Goodbye.